Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to King Puff Cup number 24 now, our final Conquest tournament. I will be having our commentary done today by That Sprite.
Hello.
And some guy named Bob. Anybody know who this is?
Bobo.
Hey guys.
Hey, so looks like we got a good tournament today. Last Conquest. After that we got the last Master Standing, which was published yesterday. And then it's the qualifiers. It's so close to the end of the circuit already. Feels like it just started yesterday. Alright, so for the first matches we got Mephisto versus James. We got Rush Second versus Acer, Gamer versus Adrian, Cat versus Gandalf, Durian versus Yao Jun, Nukebegu versus Westlin, Zagreba versus Paco, Terror versus Reiki, and Grey Wolf versus Hagen. And we will be watching Rush Second from Acer from the perspective of Rush Second. We got the bans in. Rush is banning the Apep and Ravager, while Acer bans Apep and Rakbo, so unsurprisingly Snake bans. I feel like a lot as people started to learn how to play Mordor, they equally learn how to play against him. I feel like people kind of know how to play against the Mordor now, and how to deny those resurrections, and they're that confident as a result.
Alright. It seems like a match has started. Acer takes the bridges with a Scrat Pack. And Rush Second plays slowly, defends with a Nymph. It just starts building up a slow push. Provide pressure. Harmbringer comes out, an instant beam to answer it. Now the Cleaver is unanswered. Hits face for 300 damage. Very good outcome for Rush Second. Well defends the face. For now, bridges stay on Rush's side. Defense answers the whelp, and Rush sets up the tombstone. Sniper Scrat will help deal with Zhao. Oh. Here comes out the Scott with the tombstone. Acer is hoping to get the Scott res if he can.
I think the Warrior's tanking this up more, actually. There's a Shocker coming in, takes out the Healing Shrine. It looks like it's actually going to get a Warrior res. It's Divine Warrior, but that shield's gonna be nullified before it can actually do anything.
Scrat Pack takes the bridge on the bottom. Interesting skirmish on the top. A lot of expensive units just going at each other.
Yeah, this is a bloodbath on this top bridge here. The bottom bridge is completely uncontested. It's a very aggressive wall. You don't see that kind of wall too often, but...
However, Rush reaches perk 2 because the bottom bridge is still at his control.
Yeah, it stayed his possession the entire time. I think Acer is lacking in bridge control to be able to try and take both bridges at once.
But now with an active tombstone, Harbinger comes out. It's going to be
beam
quite
pretty
difficult
quickly
to deal with.
No! No beam from Rush Second, he's not committing it.
Does not want to give a free res.
Well, it's about to expire quickly. He's going to consider shock rocking it. But the Healing Shrine makes it unnecessary.
This is shock rock on the tombstone.
The Sniper Scrap is whittling this Harbinger down. One more shock's all he needs, he's gonna get it.
Drone Warrior comes out to help defend the bottom bridge, and Rush again keeps the both bridges for himself.
Yeah. Rush having to commit a lot to take down that Harbinger there. Mainly because of Acer's tombstones and the Healing Shrine that was deployed.
However, his XP advantage is through the roof. He is almost 40 experience ahead.
And that Cleaver instantly played to counter the Scott.
Even the rest Scott won't do very much because the Cleaver is still uncontested.
Looks like a Cleaver res here, actually. He's looking for the beam.
Oh, what a juicy beam! Oh,
no.
That's a good beam.
That's about, what, 14 mana? 16,
I don't
actually.
agree with it. That shock now is good. Oh, Scotty doesn't even die. That's impressive. But now he gets a well res. Lucky for Rush.
Ace of Strat Pack. Dragon World, unfortunately for Ace, latches onto the defense though.
And Cleaver once again is running. 2 Tombstones comes out. Acer chooses to give Drone Walker a rest, but both with Frenzy, it's still a scary push.
Oh, not with the Divine Warrior though. That makes it significantly less threatening.
Divine Warrior.
Trying to back up that score. Could actually just push him into cry range again. Nope, they managed to outdamage it for now.
And the beam comes again, but misses Fire Imp.
Unfortunate beam, but he does get a double Scott res out of it, which is
Double Scott with the Warrior on the face, it's really, it looks very scary. Forces the beam out of Rush.
Yeah, considering that cost him 0 mana to deploy, that actually puts a lot of tempo in Acer's advantage here.
Yeah, and Harbinger can come out uncontested together with a Tombstone.
Doesn't have to worry about a beam, all he has to worry about is that sniper strat. With the walls deployed to protect it. I'd like to see the wall placed a little bit more aggressively than that, but... looking to get a free cleaver res here. Acer has no choice but to give it to him.
Free Cleaver res comes out, and Rush has a chance to give a scrap to Acer.
Well, the Warriors can take on that Tombstone though. That messes up Acer's plan
Both
significantly. He gets
Tombstones
no value.
But the second Harbinger comes out. That looks really scary. One dies to beam, but the second one still goes.
Oh, that wall though. Just barely placed trying to protect against those frenzy cleavers. One connects the face though. Is it damage you can take?
Second hit.
600 damage there.
And another Cleaver with 2 active Tombstones comes out. Divine Warrior blocks the Harbinger.
Oh, and that happened right before he hits perk free as well. But Rush second just 20 experience and mana frenzy. If Ace is gonna win the game, he has to do it now, but nobody keeps resurrecting these cleavers.
Sniper scratch is not enough to defend what's coming at the bottom, but the beam will be enough. Deals with the Harbinger just before the Tombstone activates as well.
He gets a frenzied Scott res, but there's a cleaver.
Cleaver will deal with 1 Scott, but there's 2 Scots on the top now coming towards his way. Divine Warrior helps with it though.
It's looking like a Divine Warrior resurrection or a Curse Bearer.
No, Acer beams Imp.
He beams the Flame in, and there's a defensive
And
shot.
the Scott, all damage, that's enough!
Melted!
Frenzy Scott.
That was like 3 seconds, he just died! It was super useful for Acer every time he got that bit of mana advantage to play them.
And the Storm...
switched to the Stormbringer.
Stormbringer, yeah?
Stormbringer and a Ravager now. Rush might not be happy with that deck.
Indeed, it can be difficult dealing with all the ranged units of the Stormbringer. But then again, Stormbringer doesn't have a very good defense against the Brutus once it comes out.
Of course, that is Stormbringer's big weakness, is the early game pushes. Well, just pushes in general.
Snake Druid seals the defenso, but nothing to help against the Flying Zhao.
So quite aggressive play here from Rush second. Snake Druid helps deal with it though. But Ace loses bridge control very quickly.
And the Brutus comes out. However, Acer has a full mana bar to deal with the Brutus however way he wants it.
We'll have to see how he does it. Further some crossbow just to try and clean up some of this.
And Rush isn't going to the push very much. Sends a Fire Imp and an Elite Swarmer. And an Infiltration straight on top of the Harbinger.
But there's a Dragon Warp to clear it out. It's pretty important for Acer, but Rush second in the meantime is pulling ahead in that experience department.
And Harbinger with a Welton Swarmers easily deals with the Brutus. 1000 damage, however, it's not a small amount.
It's actually hard for Rush second to deal with that Harbinger outside of the Infiltration.
That is true, but he's pulling ahead on experience, 10 experience ahead. And now Twins are on the face.
Yeah, Twins attacking his face. He might be trouble, but he's got 2 Harbingers now. If he can survive this, is actually huge for him. But he needs to survive.
Another 1,000 damage already. One Harbinger is on the face, the other is defending. Can Rush defend now? If Rush can defend with the next push, he might win the game.
His infiltration's got to do a lot here.
He deals with one Harbinger, but dies to the Marines and the Zhao.
The amount of pressure coming out from Ace's Harbinger though. Xiao Long gets tossed out of the map. And now marksmanship comes. Harbinger becomes a real nuisance to deal with.
Oh, defensor blocks the wall. Now he can start forming a push.
Oh, the healing shrine!
Healing shrine.
Look how much damage is doing to Rush Second's face. 2 more hits and that's it. And there's a huge push on the top lane to try and take it out.
Banner wants to just buy a bit more time, but it's not enough. 260 health on the Rush side.
Thankfully, Asa does not have any type of burn in his deck. But one more push like that, and that's going to be the game. They're both very close to lethal range.
Infiltration comes out, activates Zhao, but kills it as well. Not a good trade for Rush.
Yeah, not the most efficient place he could have done there. I think with just the Plasma Marine, something to defend it would have been enough.
Another Harbinger with a marksmanship this time comes out.
And look how much of a pain this is. That's 16 range going to work. It's barely shorter than the old Drone Force one.
I myself played with it. I know it's a very threatening unit with a marksmanship.
Still on the leaderboard, I think, actually.
Oh yeah, I love that deck. It's a very fun deck.
Oh,
kills Zhao!
Sniping that shield off at the last second. And look at Rush, he's getting burned down by the range units here. The crossbow in the Plasma Marine getting about 100 points of damage in.
However, he is only 12 XP from Big Brutus. That might be
but with
just
2
enough to do the 500.
Field, he has to clear those Harbingers quickly. He's going to the face of the infiltration.
That won't be enough, I don't think.
Oh, not with that extended Harbinger range, taking out one of the Plasma Marines. 35 health for Rush now.
And the swarm comes out.
I don't think he can deal with this.
Perk 3 will seal.
Asa takes the set off of Rush Second and loves
Wow. What set of matches.
Card.
Yes?
They really used that card effectively there.
Great card indeed.
Well, the bans are in. Gamer does not ban Apep. He bans Ravager and Setsu.
Very confident bans.
I'm thinking that's because Terra's Apep is the one with the Harbinger, and he knows he can deal with the Harbinger, the amount of Beam of Dooms in his decks. And there's like nothing to actually protect the Harbinger from a Beam of Doom in Terra's deck. So I'm pretty sure Gamer just hard counters that Apep deck, which is why he didn't ban it. Instead he bans the Ravager and Setsu, so gets rid of the Shashark Twins decks actually. Interestingly, lets the Maular go through, while Terra is banning Apep and Ratbow.
Ratbow can be threatening. Oh, and we in the game already. Both players open with that pack.
I think Gamer has the distinct advantage over Terra's Harbinger, and I think Terra's game out of the way. This is not going to be a pretty game for Terra's Harbinger. I don't think Apep can carry a hard counter matchup like that. Nice timing on the mana flow, by the way. Gets that elusive 11th mana point.
Losing a mana point now, however.
He seems a bit indecisive. He's letting Terra get a lot in terms of bridges, but here's the Vino doing. Goodbye, Harbinger.
And Harbinger goes down.
And now Gamer's winning the game.
However, Terra is still ahead on experience. He could try and play a control game.
Perhaps. I don't know if it'll be that hard for Gamer to take these bridges back, but he just kind of let Terra hang on to them for a while. They're very slow, passive plays. Now he's just playing stuff like the Scott into a Cleaver.
And Cleaver comes out, instantly answers the Scott.
I don't really know what to expect from that.
No beans to answer that Cleaver now, and the Scott to boot. What a threatening push.
This is actually a huge problem for Gamer. I don't think pulling that Scott was the right play at all. I think that might have just invited him into taking the cleaver. Resurrect to the defensor chopper.
But has to play a curse better to deal with a Scotty.
He takes half of his health on the back of that mistake. That's why aggro Scotty isn't always a good play. I don't think so, at least. Because you can just get cleavered like that.
Yeah, with a Harbinger can be very useful. Both players trading damage now, but Terra is still much ahead way ahead in experience, hitting perk 2.
Yeah, Yannick gets a lot of damage on Terra's face, but Pain's gonna start coming in now. He plays another aggressive Scott.
Sets up a tombstone though. Cleaver comes out.
Does.
It's not gonna be in time.
And there's a Scott res.
Raises a Scott, yeah, but it has to
now
deal
he's
with a
got-
Dragon Wolf.
He's got a cleaver to deal with now. I don't think that's something he can necessarily deal with very well.
And Totem
That means
negates
he's gonna get the face.
all Scott's damage. Cleaver connects to Gamer's face again.
Almost gets 2 hits and it wasn't for the Zhao.
Another Scott is coming.
The Scotch is not impactful enough for game though. I think he should have been holding out to try and get these Scott reses off.
And now the Harbinger is gonna get a hit on the Tombstone. Gamer is falling really far behind in experience, playing really slowly. Maybe he's not sure how to go through what Terra has.
I think it's just these Scots. He plays the Scots against the Plasma Marines every time, and every time Terra has the cleaver in hand. Scott just is not a threat. So not only does that lose a lot of mana, it also it puts the cleaver on the board for basically for free because of how efficient that trade is.
And now his Cleaver connects to the stint, does not kill the Scotty of Terra.
And the Scott's gonna kill his cleaver.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Just the power of the defensive Scott there.
Gets a curse bearer rest, that's not the best outcome. Terra hits perk 3.
And then
Again.
another Scott answered by cleaver.
This time he chooses to use a beam on the Cleaver.
But that opens up Harbinger. Terra not actually playing it. Are you a bit too greedy at this point in the game?
Maybe Terra decided to just play the control match, maybe he feels comfortable with his experience advantage.
Yeah, that would be true.
Oh, he gets Bridge Shrine from the perk 3.
Oh, that's like one of the best results for a control matchup, Apet.
No wonder he's playing slowly, there is no reason to commit anymore.
Harbinger gets beamed, but not before he gets some value out, and that puts Gamer behind. Again.
He gets double Jares, but Terra is not using spells that much this match. I don't think we're gonna be that
If
much.
anything, it's just annoying.
Three Jawas coming, but they're very low health and not active.
Look at those strats.
Gamer does have a perk 3 if he manages to get a good rest going. He could walk through the entire health pool.
Cleaver the last second, but that's gonna die first. Looking for the double Cleaver res, he gets
Yes,
it.
double Cleaver rest, that's what he needs, both with
Oh, it's
Frenzy.
charging through.
He has a beam to answer the Harbinger as well.
Terra's in a lot of trouble here, the shield
Totem comes out, shielded.
The Scott needs to take these Cleavers out as soon as possible, but look at the DPS he's putting out.
Terra uses everything he has to
but
board
Scott's
those
so close.
Cleavers.
Tanks up a
Him-
Cleaver, Cleaver's going down. He actually defends himself.
Both Cleavers down. And now he sends a Cleaver of his own to prevent the pushes like this happening.
But that's a defensive Scott for you. With the Cleavers targeting in the face and the shield taken down, he outputs so much DPS to save Terra from the two frenzied Cleavers.
And now with a Bridge Shrine on the Mana Frenzy, Terra can just flood cards.
And it's free as well, so it's basically a free 5 mana.
Yeah, it's very powerful tool indeed. Two Harbingers on the board, a Cleaver. I don't think Gamer can do much more.
I think Gamer gives up there. That's the GG. Terra takes the first game. Even with such a disadvantageous deck matchup, just adapts to play control.
Strategist. Combust is probably one of the more satisfactory to play.
We have a lot of
jumping into the game
as well. There we go. He does go with the King Puff.
Yes, King Puff indeed.
Very passive play from both of them. Gamer's only real bridge cap play is to play the Morgul here.
He's floating mana.
He's floating mana. Goes out with the scrap tank. And then throws in the scrap to try and detonate that reboomer. Scrap tank won't get there in time though.
And Imp as well comes
This is a very aggressive play from Gamer.
Not afraid of that Colossus. Ooh, and a Wealth answers an Imp. It does get a hit in though.
It did get a hit in, yeah.
Sniper scrap to answer the Zhao. Not bad, and Terra takes the bridges for himself.
Scarecrow is put down. There comes the Colossus, and that's a lot of swarm units for good to take out. All on the same bridge, even.
An interesting swap. I'm not entirely sure what was the reason behind it.
I think he was just trying to toss cycle it.
And now Colossus with a Tombstone active is...
The ball is very much in Gamer's core. There's the never step out of range with the beam!
Dodges the beam completely.
Gamer gives a GG already!
Yeah, Gamer says GG.
Power never step, just 1.5 minutes in the game, and now you got a Cleaver on Colossus face with 3 mana. Can he even kill that?
He needs the Fire Imp as quick as he can play it.
Fire Imp has to do so much work here. I think he can kill it in time, but he's gonna take so much damage.
And Colores as well.
Colores.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
And he's so far behind now in terms of mana.
He manages to save the Imp, however. But it doesn't connect to the Sniper Scrap the Fire because of the swapped Spear Throwers. Now Drone Walker defends the entire push. And another Colo to deal with.
Oh, the double Colo push. One of them is getting never stepped.
Bridge buddies come out. And the Morgul, but Morgul positioning pushes the Colo into the face. The other Colo gets nether stepped.
He gets beamed, but it's gonna get at least 3 swings in here, and it's another.
So much damage, over 1,000 damage together with a Drone Walker. And yet again the Tombstone is active.
I really feel he should have stuck with the other deck.
A great block with the shielded Spear Throwers.
Well, the insult to injury. Wait, no, that was good for him.
The Zhao Long is preventing the bridge swap, which would be very helpful right now dealing with the bottom push, but the Cleaver, the Colossus reaches the face.
Yeah, that's gonna be game. Terra takes it 2-0 over Gamer in another upset.
What a dominating performance.
The bans are in. Mephisto bans Ratbo and Setsu. So I was right about him not banning one. Let's see what's
the wrong one though.
The Dirian bans Apep and Ratbo. So his Stormbringer and his Setsu are available.
And Dirian feeling confident against an Apep. We shall see how it goes.
Yep, that's right on time we go in game.
Ooh, Blood Imp's opening from Dirian instantly.
Yeah, very aggressive.
Very aggressive, but gets the bridges and takes the Scrat back away as well.
It's a lot of momentum lost from Mephisto early on as well.
Such an aggressive place, cycling the mana puff. And just killing Curse Bearer with a
Darian just throwing all his mana on the board right now. He's not reserving any of it. Which sets up for a great defense, so... Actually, maybe not. All those range units killed it pretty quickly.
He wants to get that experience advantage before the Red Golem is activated.
Might be seeing the establishment of the Harbinger here, if he doesn't have any better plays.
Gets the bridge with a Flying Zhao, which is some consolation. He needs that perk 1. Harbinger comes out. And the heal puff so early from Mephisto.
It's interesting that he'd choose to play that right now.
Yeah, I'm also a little confused. But Harbinger not finding any value. Aiming at a 1 Marine.
Oh, the healing
What a
shrine
heal
does
shrine.
not save it with a Daggerfall.
And now the Blood Imps will answer Setsu.
I don't think Mephisto's too upset about that. He is upset about losing the half. Look.
Gideon, however, is about to hit perk 2. Mephisto's quite a bit behind. Almost half experience behind.
Darian could just win this straight up from control.
That's what I was thinking. We might not even see his Red Golem at all.
He has to try and punish these bottoms. He can't just let them die naturally. He has to bait this Red Golem out or he's not going to win it.
Yeah, but Dirion might be aware that the Harbinger is so good against Red Golem that he might just not do it. If he doesn't have enough pressure, he might use Blood Imps and Heal Puff to just get control of the bridges throughout the game.
Yeah, at which point Mephisto really just has to try and punish these blows. Can get Darian to a state where he has to switch the game up from this bridge control because it's one he's winning in.
And now jump comes out, but there is a totem to prevent all damage from the Defenso and the Setsu jump. Another set of imps.
Bit more of a punishment there.
Mephisto having really hard time just having any amount of bridge control for himself. Even Shock Rock with a Daggerfall comes out to kill the defending Zhao.
His deck just feels so awkward in this matchup. He has nothing. He doesn't even hold a candle to Darian's bridge control.
And the Puffs constantly forcing his hand or gathering free value. Makes it very difficult for Mephisto to form any sort of push going. Jump is coming out to protect the Harbinger. And now he has a decent amount of tempo going towards Dirian's face. Dirian chooses to use a totem really early.
Mistimes.
Mephisto mistimes the Shock Rock. Heal Shrine comes out, gets answered instantly by the Daggerfall, but Daggerfall misses the Harbinger itself and it survives because of that. Whelp has to come out to seal the deal. Another Harbinger.
Darian's got to watch his health here. He's dropping in a bit of a danger zone against the Setsu. Now we'll have to see what Darian does. Does he keep up the bridge control or is he going to go for the Red Golem?
He does have the Red Golem active, but he might be spooked of the Harbinger right now.
Yeah. No, he goes for it. He goes on the same lane as the Harbinger even.
That's an interesting choice. He will try to push through, but Harbinger just pushes non-stop. And Zhao Long comes out, gets activated as well.
That doesn't even get hit by the Shock Rock, so the shield's still there. Does not get Daggerfall. It's a black hole from
what a black
Mephisto
hole.
trying to reset. You see a healing shrine coming out potentially. There it is.
And the Horde blocks the Golem
And
as
that
well.
Red Golem. It's not going to survive. It actually goes down before it even crosses the bridge.
And Mephisto is pushing back.
I think playing that Red Golem was a huge mistake, but at the same time, this deck just isn't sustainable when it gets punished.
Only 400 HP left on Dirian's side.
The
And
Harbinger might be
Mephisto
the
still
counter
has
to
a
the Red Golem.
Harbinger on the board.
The Harbinger is even targeting the heal puff.
Harbinger targets everything.
It's looking
Another
really
totem.
rough for Darian now. He can't get the bridge control. He can't even get the Red Golem thing.
Another Daggerfall comes out, but not on the heal shrine, and the Harbinger seals the deal.
Just that, as soon as Mephisto realized he started to punish those buttons, it was the game for him, because the Harbinger just... There's no way for that deck to deal with it. Yeah, so that looks at Mephisto is sexy. He's stuck with his Stormbringer now, and Deering switches off the red golem deck entirely.
Chooses to go with the Volko. Feels
I feel like
confident.
he could have won that. The red golem versus Stormbringer. I feel like red golem is one of the hard counters to Stormbringer.
It is a very good choice. I'm interested. Why did he choose not to play it? Maybe he's afraid of the shields.
Maybe. We see a Grenadier, actually. A card that's made a little bit of a comeback lately.
Yeah, from time to time you can see it, at least in the solo queue. I haven't been playing Tusa lately myself. I'm not entirely sure if it's popular there. Daggerfall answers the Druid. Forces Mephisto to defend with Curse Bearer.
I don't know about that Chakra. Crossbow dude's getting some work in there.
Aggressive Chakra, but Deering keeps the bridges for himself, and that's what he wants. He wants that perk too, as soon as he can get.
He wants the face damage, really. Mephisto's already taken quite a bit in the first minute from...
What a timing on the Zhao. I didn't even see him being at 7 mana when he played it. And Azali comes out.
And he's got that bottom bridge prime for the taking. Whenever he feels like he needs those shields.
Truly excellent setup, as well as Dragon Ball is active if he chooses to use it.
Oh, the Illusion Cleave is actually really good in this deck. That's probably one of the fastest ways to instantly cap a bridge for 1 mana. Probably the fastest. And it's free shields.
Yep, as well as it forces your opponent to deal with it. You're never sure shield that Cleaver is it real or not.
Well, I think you'll know in this matchup because he doesn't have a real Cleaver.
Still can be intimidating.
Unfortunately, timing.
Steals the Deering's Cleaver, but...
He's actually in a lot of trouble here. This is a lot of damage to be faced.
Second hit from the Cleaver, and that Whelp is still going to town. Mephisto dropping really, really low. He has the Dragon Ball active, but that's not what he needs.
Yeah. He just gets burned down off that push. The Cleaver connecting the face is too much damage for Mephisto to take.
What
Ties up the set 1-1.
Set it up properly.
Yeah, and the Grenadier is not that bad against the amount of swarm that Deering's going to put out.
That is true, it does help dealing with imps significantly as a Stormbringer. Stormbringer has a very tough time against imps. And here it comes out.
Yeah, it's 50 damage. It's not bad.
Almost an even health trade, and Mephisto takes the bridges back for himself now. He has a Dragon Ball active as well if he wants to use it.
Does he though? It is 5 mana. It's a hefty it's a hefty.
Ooh, heavy commitment.
Yeah. There's a Dragon Ball, but the Plasma
Dragon Ball
Marines.
comes out. Yeah.
But the shield though just barely keeps it alive long enough.
However, he has a warrior and an armored scrat hitting his face, and Mephisto's face, taking that chip damage, which is significant. He is not running healing puff.
Gets his part 1 at last. The thing is, Deering hasn't taken that much damage yet, so... Just throws out a Daggerfall like that for the cycle.
It might have been a misclick there. Oh, what an excellent Grenadier. Deals with the nymphs. Dies to the armored scrat though.
Takes it out with it.
However, Mephisto gets an activated Zhao Long if he chooses to use it. For something more.
Just plays in Azali at the last second to get a shield on. Not sure how useful those shields are at this stage of the game though.
Well, let's see what push he decides to form, or maybe he just wants to get some experience advantage to himself. Maybe he thinks...
Ooh, there's a Daggerfall, but the Bannerman plays preemptively.
And now
Lots of
quite a big
shields
push
now.
coming. Quite a big push.
Actually, kind of a threat for Darian. I think he has to save it for the red golem here to defend himself.
He does have a
think
totem,
it's good.
however. And a Dragon Ball.
Oh, this is a huge push. He might be taking more damage than he can handle here.
Azali dies, however, no more shields. But a lot of damage coming to Darian's face. He's
Yeah,
at
he goes
600
very
health.
low. There's going to be the red golem now, without a surprise, but the Snake Druid of Azali might be enough to deal with it. And Darian has to seriously watch his health at this point. Question is, does Mephisto have methods to kill a healing buff that's behind the red golem? I don't know if he does.
Well, the red golem is now coming out and the heal buff behind it. Darian chooses to take both bridges for himself. He is not afraid of the Azali shields. And here's the druid.
Oh, but there's the
Bannerman
Banner
goes to
Man!
Daggerfall.
Heal buff goes down. Only 200 health. That's not the end of the world so far. There's an activated Xiao Long.
Activated Xiao Long just kills the red
red
golem
golem
as if
goes
it wasn't
down.
even there.
That could be exactly what Mephisto needs.
And now he's
Darian takes
taking more
100
damage.
150. And Stormbringer pings.
The heal buff, however, brought his health a little up, so it's not
He hasn't really
that
lost
bad.
much overall, correct. We're going to see a red golem coming on here from Darian, maybe. No?
He chooses to set up a mana buff, get value out of it, but he just dies to the perk 1. And there's the red golem. Very aggressive on the bridge once more.
Oh, that's bad for Mephisto. I don't think he wanted it on that lane. And he definitely wanted the curse to try and kick the top bridge. But obviously the free bridge buddies, such a nuisance.
Dragon Ball helps dealing with the red golem. However, Shock Rock kills the Azali.
Oh, doesn't even get the shield.
No more shields.
The
And now-
Azali was just too preemptive. Like right into the
600
red
health.
golem.
The red golem is still walking towards the face.
And he
Lightless
has no
dragons
mana.
for 3.
Oh, but the Snake Druid holds it back just a little bit longer so the curse can come out and
And the activated Zhao with the Curse Bearer aura is
This
just
is
enough.
Mephisto's last stand. He can't take another push like that. He has to conserve his mana.
Another golem on the top this time. Does not want to contest that activated Zhao Long. Blocks the Zhao Long damage, Dragon Ball comes out. Together with the Zhao Long, chipping that red golem. Now Flightless Dragons pushing on the bottom. It's a very spooky card. It can be... Shrimp might not look threatening, but it's 100 DPS walking.
It is one of the most efficient DPS cards in the game, actually, for its something you really can't forget about.
2 puffs both on the bridges, gathering value. Darian
Mephisto, he got a lot of value off of that push. He's in a much better state than he was the last time the red golem came on out.
is also 50 experience ahead. If he manages to just stall the game a little longer, he might
Oh,
be
that
able
red
to get
golem's
champions.
got melted though, look at it!
The Curse Bearer, the old answer to the Red Golem, shows why shows its strength. Mephisto
but the
reaches
problem
perk
is-
3. Will that
problem
be
is,
enough to
yeah.
push back?
It might be, but Darian, this is the timer now. I don't think Mephisto can fight much longer.
Red Golem comes out, dodging that Curse Bearer. Dragon Balls kills the healing buff before
Need
it
to wait for that
gathers
shield totem.
any value. Those flightless dragons really good at defense. Didn't takes no damage, and the Red Golem
It's
again
a dagger
frozen in
fall, doesn't
space.
hit anything though. The red golem dies again. But now Darian is so close to Mana Frenzy. And Mephisto just can't break through.
He's defending well, but that chip damage is gonna kill him long term if he can't go through. And Mana Frenzy comes out for the
Oh, there's a
He
banner
just-
that's played into the Shockrock. It's open for Daggerfall now.
Zhao Long activated power. Dragon Ball going into the
Daggerfall
face
going
from
face.
Mephisto. He
It's
knows
quite a bit of damage, but it's not enough.
he knows he doesn't have enough to defend the Mana Frenzy pushes. He goes all in, but I don't think
The
that's
Grenadier
gonna-
buffs though. But that's gonna be it. Mephisto just could not push through Darian's Red Golem in the end.
And Dirian just showing his cheap deck, placing 2 invulnerability totems, cycling totem before the first totem ends.
So the bans are in. Nuclear Goo bans APEP and Volk.
The Grifter bans APEP and more there. Both decide not to deal with an APEP, but the future present of the Goo goes through.
Get that easy win on the future present. And he does indeed! It's a Rappo Mirror.
Oh yeah,
actually.
Rappo Mirror!
You do not see those very often these days.
Oh, very excited about this one.
Are you now?
Yep. Never see Rappo Mirrors, ever. I don't remember what last time I watched it. Scrat Pack from Z-Grifter comes out.
Yeah, that's a
Gets
good point
initiative on the
actually.
bridge.
People just don't play Rappo much.
The Bridge Shrine from Goo, and the Dragon Ball.
Oh, the Dragon Ball already though gets rid of it. That's actually really important to this set. I overlooked how good Dragon Ball is.
300 damage on top of killing that shrine.
It's basically just Beam of Doom for 5 mana.
It's really, really good. And now more chip damage comes out of from Swarmers, Marines.
We also see two mana drone buzzers. That is exceptionally good for Rappo. It's multi-unit, it's flying range, it's a real pain to get rid of for Zagripta. And he's not going to be using a Dragon Ball on anytime.
It's also a great answer for the Zhao as well, which can be annoying later on. Another Dragon Ball, just to seal in that board presence.
Yeah, I think Scrib is cycling way faster than Nuclear Go.
He wants that experience advantage because the first person who gets value from Daka is gonna be extremely advantageous.
Yeah, and he's competing with Bridge Shrine, so it's quite a ball.
That Bridge Shrine is not carrying enough weight, however.
Well, it's high instantly the first time. He's actually stayed relatively close in experience, despite the fact that instantly.
And taking quite a bit of damage again from Warrior hitting face.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
There's the Dragon Ball.
Kills the Bridge Shrine, and again 1, 2, 3 hits, 4, 5 hits from that. Well,
250 damage on top of the firewall.
That is incredible.
Super beam.
Z-Grifter hits perk 2 as well before the nuclear Goo. Even though Goo is playing with Bridge Shrine, he just can't keep up with all the control.
So just froze the Darker out there. I mean, it's not like that Darker's ever really could connect onto Bridge Shrine at any point in the game with all the strats around.
Or he decides it's not worth. Dragon Ball is performing just well enough. Get it out of the hands, cycle faster. Goo's cycle is hurt by his Bridge Shrine. He's running future present, which he wants to get as fast as possible on the board. And Bridge Shrine does not allow him to do so.
Yeah, the Bridge Shrine. But Goo's actually ahead in experience now because of that Bridge Shrine. He only held the bridge for
managed to pull off, but he lost 2,000 health for that small lead.
Yes, the Goodman might just look for a lethal aim run. Nukaku had the bridge for just 30 seconds and he's
oh, Daka
sword
kills
ahead.
the Zhao for free.
It's a Grifter planning.
The Grifter, I think, is banking mana to set up a big push, try to walk through. And him comes out to defend. Warrior and
well, the Dragon Ball's meant to go straight to face, but the Scrats block it. Not the
but
best
now
place to
Bridge
play
Shrine
it.
stays uncontested, and now it can finally gather. Nuclear Goo reaches perk 3, 25 experience
Low, though.
faster than Grifter though.
Because the Grifter's going to look for these Dragon Balls to try and whittle Goo down. He only has to do 600 damage at this point. It's not too hard.
Not with a Dragon Ball every cycle, no. If Nuclear Goo doesn't provide enough pressure, he might just die to direct damage.
Look how
And that is the Dragon
aggressive
Ball.
that wall was. Oh, he tries to play the Scrap Pack to tank up the Dragon. He's in lethal range of the Dragon Ball. Activated now. He has to go all out and try and finish this game.
And Divine Warrior stops his push. All the Grifter needs is to cycle back to the direct damage. Horde tries to stop everything.
Nuclear Goo is the GG, the activators yell just and he disconnects, concedes the game. Zagripta takes game 1. Just managed the Dragon Ball, the strength of that, the amount of damage he's able to put early on. The Dragon Ball
and ranged units, it's just very difficult to deal with.
Well, we're going straight into the next game though.
And no time to chooses to stick with the Red Bull.
He thinks he's got it this time. Going up against the Cryptus King Puff.
Takes the bridges instantly.
There's the Cryptus King Puff deck. Was the one we were talking about. With only 5 cards buffed by his perk too.
Oh, who activates Zhao Long with the present, doesn't care about the face damage. And takes quite a bit. From it, 450 damage.
He gets the 4-mana beam, but that's actually good for him. I don't think he wants a beam. Even at a 2-mana discount, he wants something that'll let him cycle that Bridge Shrine faster. Not something that's going to stay in his hand the whole game. And speaking of beams, there's a beam on the face to get rid of the flaming.
And now the Scrat Tank is dealing even more damage to Goo.
I think Nuclear Goo's in a lot of trouble already. Damage this.
Over 1,000 health down, 1 minute into the game, and even with a Bridge Shrine, he's still behind with experience. That's not what you want to be.
Exactly.
As a Red Bull Bridge Shrine player. However, this Horde is gonna be almost good enough to deal with a Prowler until the Bridge Swap comes. The wall comes out, just to stall the push a little bit. And he chooses to beam.
Yeah, it deals with the push. Beam,
it deals with the push very efficiently, but he still doesn't have the bridges for himself. The Bridge Shrine is alive, however, and he's keeping up at least somewhat.
It allows the Cryptus to play very passively.
Zagriptor is just waiting for the perk 2 to get those extra value units. And then he's gonna try, I think...
no, he was waiting to beam the Bridge Shrine.
Nope, just beam face. Best play.
Oh, ooh, that's unfortunate it's there for a timing. He misses the buff on.
Just by a split second. And then Imp and Daka just defends everything. Woodley Scrat, however, destroys the Horde. Might do decent damage against the Red. His perk 1 is essentially turned off.
Oh, it's a Rampage Prowler.
Bannerman blocks, but it's a very expensive block. It's 2 mana.
He's been taking more chip damage in the meantime. He's going down to about half health.
And can't get the bridges for himself. As much as he's trying, but still keeping up, not even 10 experience behind.
There's another beam on the bridge.
Beam.
He needs to move these away from his master. He can't keep taking these beams to the face, it's killing him. He's already taken about 1,000 damage in beam.
That is a lot of damage.
It is.
But now a big push is coming towards King Puff, and King Puff is not the best at dealing with the swarm. Daka answers defensive chopper.
Ooh, yeah, it's actually quite dangerous to grip the
Oh, what a good beam!
There's a beam on it.
Kills the Whirly, and the Flame Imp splash damage connects to the face as well. So actually the Gripper takes quite a bit of damage just right there. Goo manages to pull XP lead during that time as well.
Yeah, it's not much to work with though right now. And there's wall.
Might be just enough.
That wall actually dies pretty quickly.
Shock Rock kills the Horde. Even more chip damage coming, but now Zigripper has to defend. Again, that nasty Flame Imp is walking towards him. And it connects. There is no...
There's a beam from Nuclear. I do not agree.
It's an even trade, 4 for 4.
Still...
Every single hit from an Imp matters. It's a real... It's same as a Harbinger hit in reality.
There's a beam on face, he doesn't even care about bridge strength and
Daka
gets
game out. Defensive for free. And that Jawlong is just going to die.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Zagripta. Positioning of these units is not working out for him.
He beams face, he chooses not to beam Whirly Scrap this time.
We're actually having a bit of a face race here.
But can he defend against all enraged units of Zigritter? Wall comes out. That will help stall. And another beam.
He does another flame next to his face. He baits up and gets another beam in the face.
He's only at 500 HP, only 2 beams left, but Zigritter is taking damage from the scratch.
He needs to defend himself.
Again, defensive chopper for free. I think that might be too much for Zigritter to deal with. The slow and powerful attack of KP is just...
He's going down super low now, but he gets the bridge.
200 health left. Gu only needs 1 beam and crowned bridge control to win this game.
There's 1 beam.
The beam!
It's down to 1 beam between both players now.
Zhao is active and the shocker prevents
the Zhao's
Daka.
active! It's melting everything! There's a beam of but the
Beam comes out, but the Zhao doesn't...
It's like
That's
takes
it.
the game!
Oh dear!
Wow.
Oh, that was close.
A terrible mistake there from Rukiger to activate that Zhao in the game. We just do actually. Cat bans Apep and Ratbo, while Xiao bans Apep and King Puff.
King Puff gets banned. Oh, that's surprising.
Probably that mid-range strength, if anything. It's the secret one. Only access to...
And there we go. Millowin against King Puff.
Yep. So opening with the King Puff, so not as I predicted, but the Millowin though, we saw that one.
Millowin, yeah. Showing his tournament winner skin as well.
I like that Morgul answer.
Morgul is very good.
Yeah,
Provides as well pressure, gonna
well.
get some damage into the face as well.
Yeah, not bad. But needs to keep up with his bridge control. What Cat's really good at. This is the most annoying bridge control you'll ever see.
Excellent buzzers come out, gonna kill the curse bearer just in time and help dealing with Zhao.
Yeah, he's fallen a little bit behind in experience, but nothing he can't catch up to.
He has a decent amount of tempo on the board, and now he's holding the bridges for himself.
Yeah, he's gonna get that perk 1.
The bridge swap is in the next card for Zhao. He might be able to utilize it to address the golem if it walks on the bridge. He wastes it. Now the bridges are at the cats and he is just stacking up that XP advantage. Enim comes out, an excellent answer. Gets beamed
there's
instantly.
the beam. The cat now in full force of this match.
Not an efficient answer, but it does provide the excellent bridge control for
Scrap
him.
tank doesn't even get pushed on the bridge. Now
Scrap tank and spear throwers. Not a huge amount of pressure, but it's a reasonable amount of tempo.
it's gonna answer the swarmers on the top lane, but not one of the main strengths of that swarmer is it's the cheapest mana card that can instantly take a bridge.
Morgul comes out, gets answered by some air units.
Actually, no, that's Blood Imps. Okay, second most. The Blood Imps is cheating.
But he was just cheating.
It's always cheating.
Zhao gets activated by missiles. And now Cat is taking some damage. Not too much. Gets the bridges back as well.
And yeah, oh, okay.
Oh, uses the bridge to capture.
Fancy.
Not too bad, I suppose. 3 mana.
It's probably the most value he'll get out of bridge swap this game. I think Cat's playing around it.
Cat plays against everything.
Cat,
Here is the defensive block.
Players.
Blocks the warrior, protects the imp, and imp is an excellent answer against Arcane Golem.
Yeah, the Scratch Tank gonna stall that Xiao up for a while.
Takes the bridge as well, and now this is much more threatening push walking towards the Cat's face. Everything is rampage. Spears going, and here's the fire imp throw. 375 damage.
Ooh, yeah, that's a lot of damage taken all at once. Going down to 1700 even. And Xiao taking some bridges back in the meantime with the back of that push. Getting quite a bit of momentum.
Not getting as much pressure from his perk 2 as he would like though.
Oh, that Shock Rock.
Shock Rock
Cat
saves
really
the
loves that bottom bridge.
bridge and the Zhao Long. Here is that burning flaming coming out. Missiles to answer it, but it still gets a throw in to kill the
And it helps the
golem.
defenso a lot in answer. Oh, good bridge swap.
Kills the whelp.
Forces out a Bannerman and Plasma to kill it.
Oh, Beam kills the tank and buzzers. Cat
Yeah,
keeps
good
the
beat.
breach for himself as well.
Going into perk 3 soon. That's when Millbeam becomes a on the bridge.
As well as KP's perk 3 is not as dominant on the board present, so he really has to make work of his perk 2 right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's finding enough value with these minions. Perhaps it's not all in enough for a KP.
Here Flaming comes out, but it just dies to missiles again.
Yep, the shield gets dissipated by the curse.
And now level 6 Golem is walking towards KP. It's a very threatening monster. Jawa spends 9 mana to answer the Golem.
Yeah.
And now he gets the entire push walking towards it. What a good
bridge
swap.
Can I actually take the bottom bridge actually with that drone buzzer? Does indeed.
But he has another Golem walking towards his face.
Like I said, those level 5 golems, how do you push past these? They come out so quickly with how quick Cat's cycle is.
As well, even though Cat's deck is not that heavy with spells, those few stacks that it gets really influence the power of the Golem.
Really turning it into the ranged warrior that it's supposed to be.
And now it seems that Zhao is not being able to defend anymore. One of the big golems and an activated Zhao reached his face. Now Beam answers his Zhao, he's forced to just flood his mana to just try and
he's
survive.
dying. I don't think he can kill that arcane golem in time. Actually, might just barely.
Not enough.
Gets the last hit and while it dies. That's the game for Cat. Just because the level 5 arcane golem is such a nuisance to deal with bridge control.
Bring.
I think King Puff main shot from the suit.
Oh, and it's Setsu King Puff was banned. I mixed it up.
You did.
Oh, it was upside down. I'm so foolish, so sorry.
Blame Bobo.
But Zhao decided to stick up with his King Puff, not bringing out Ravager.
Yeah, that's interesting. I suppose King Puff isn't the worst against a Setsu.
Definitely not. Setsu...
Also, especially with that cleaver in the deck, Shark Twins might have a bit of a rough time.
Yeah, as well as Setsu, a very efficient attack is not that efficient against perk 2 KP mid-range minions. It can struggle to defend itself. And a jump comes out, that Scrat tank is not threatening enough to defend.
Oh, look at Setsu get pushed along by that cleaver.
But the beam!
of doom!
However, Cleaver walks through and hits the face.
It's still a decent beam.
Oh, very decent beam. Curse Bearer, however, answers Scrat tank quite efficiently.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
Actually, that Scrat
Oh,
tank
that's a
dealt...
good bridge swap though.
Yeah, but the Scrat tank dealt as much damage as the Cleaver in reality to Cat.
Huh. Go figure.
not that weak of a push after all.
And the spear throwers countering up those swarms. Is it gonna get out of range? No, that goes to the warrior. It's huge.
Morgul is forced.
You just stayed out of the range of the warrior to cap that bull. But that just exacerbates Cat's experience lead.
He's playing very slowly, not committing at all. Just waiting for mistakes of his opponent or better situations to push him. He decides to jump face for the damage.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tried to block, I think he tried to block the whelp from dying, but was just tiny bit too late.
Ooh, that's an interesting beam decision.
The beam was not the best there.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't really like that one. Rat tank.
Good swap though,
Very good swap. Takes both bridges with it.
and has a very decent amount of pressure on the face. Forces quite a bit of mana from the cat.
Yeah, Scrap Tank, 60 damage per hit is a decent enough attack speed.
And he's a bit behind from experience, well, almost 20 XP behind, but that perk 2, once it comes online, it will make a difference.
Here comes the Setsu jump onto the
defensive chopper. And Zhao wasn't activated, it came just in time. Morgul, however, seals the push. Brings Setsu back.
There's a cleaver play there, interestingly. Very aggressive. I don't think that was necessary to deal with the Morgul. Oh, on that Dragon Wall, the scrap tank value there.
Oh, what a beam!
He was ready for that! That puts a
What
lot
a
of trouble on
beam!
Zhao. That puts it in the danger range.
2 hits and a beam. That's already very good damage. And he decides not to defend at all, just push more. He has the reload, even with the Zhao on the board.
Range. No, he's just barely staying out of it. Another Setsu jump and a beam will finish it though.
$400 HP left for Zhao Zun, but if he can defend a few pushes more, he will have perk 3 available for him. Cleaver stops the Scrat tank, but gets burned by the imp and almost dies.
But I don't think Cat really cares at this point. There's the jump. Here comes the beam as well. He just needs the beam to protect the Setsu at this point. That's going to be the game.
Yep.
Cat takes a set 2-0. A fair fight from Xiao though. The Cat just so dominant in this control play.
A monster indeed.
The bans are in. Paco bans Apep and Ravager. Jules bans Ravager and Storm. So Storm Runner gets banned. That's interesting.
Jules, I'm not sure what he's gonna bring. No, I missed it. He decides to go for a middle win.
Okay, interesting. The Devil Puff.
Devil Puff, my favorite emote. And Paco always cries when you stare mean at him. Scrat Pack comes out, deals with the Marines, takes the and Swarmers to support, provide a little bit more pressure. Maybe get a hit or 2 in. Was considering a real cleaver there for a second, decided not to throw it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Uses the cleaver now to defend warrior. Jula just takes the bridge back with a stint. Has the perk 1 already. Paco is a little bit behind, does not have a jump available. And a Bannerman completely stops cleaver in this place.
Yeah, Jula getting a lot of momentum here early on.
Paco can't get those bridges for himself. Golem comes out. Now the strength of the Minion starts showing. Takes the bottom bridge with the swarms as well. Cleaver insta-gives Golem, but the beam straight...
yeah, as you always see, but he does take the bridge back.
Yeah, the bridge is a big pickup. Forces that extra stint just to get the bridge back. And Jula is threateningly close to his perk too. The Burning Bridge is very strong against middle wheel.
Yeah, Paco just has been on the wrong game. Jula's just getting all the efficient trades.
Jula decides not to defend Drone Walker. Lets it hit the face a couple of times. And there's the Burning Bridge. A little early, does not deal that much damage to the Golem, but there is Cleaver to deal with that. And now a well flank towards Volko, which is more threatening than it might seem in the first glance. Forces some propeller scrats, but now the Cleaver connects the face.
Yeah, it's troublesome for Paco. He's taking a lot of damage here.
He's also stacked up really bad in the corner there. If there would be a damaging spell from Jula, could have been very punishing. And again, that Bannerman completely stopped Cleaver in his spot. Chooses to use a warrior to block even though he has a shielded Marine.
Yeah, maybe he's a bit paranoid about stuff getting removed there.
There is the Cleaver.
Yep, Cleaver again. No beam this time from Pack. There's a Defensor instead.
Helps to address the push at the top. And the Scrap Pack blocks Cleaver. Shock Rock completely removes all the Cleaver blocks, but the Welcome Marines enough to...
Paco goes below 1000 from the bottom burn.
Bannerman helps take the bottom breach. And actually manages to kill the Whelp. It's quite good. Missiles from Paco just to defend face, not to take that extra damage, but he really needs to control the top breach. He's getting dangerously low.
Yeah. It's looking
wow,
pretty
what
rough.
a burning breach. Almost kills a drone walker and at least more than half a health.
Either getting hung up on that Arcane Golem for there.
And once again, Bannerman completely seals the Cleaver. Another burning breach. I don't think Paco can push through those burning breaches unless he goes like a really...
He's taking so much burn here now.
Oh, I think he's not
that's it.
maybe.
I think he's just dead now.
Lost a few points of mana there, maybe was indecisive what to do.
That's it. Jula just dominates that match.
Control Volko still shows its very strong archetype. Completely viable even in the tournament scene. To get back into his comfort zone.
Yeah, we'll find out.
And there it is.
Let's see the Setsu.
Give me those viewers, fighters. Let's go.
Let's see if it's good enough against teleporting Colo though.
Yep, one of Jula's two never steps.
Sniper Scrat comes out to help defend the Swarm. It's not the most efficient answer. Swarmers get quite a bit of damage. And the Musketeer comes out.
It's interesting.
Not the most optimal answer for the Scrat.
What's that actually?
Ooh, and Beam comes out.
I actually like that.
Yeah, it's a very good beam because he keeps both bridges to
Forces a
himself.
cleaver.
Wow. That's really good for Paco.
It is, and he's got plenty of stuff. Oh!
And he reveals the
He never
teleport.
steps the cleaver! That's not what we expected him to use that on. He does 300 damage to the face. It's not much.
However,
for
he
him.
loses quite a bit of tempo just for that 300 damage, and now he has Swarmers and the Whelp with the Setsu jump to deal with.
It's flashy, but I don't know if it was necessarily the correct.
One and a half minutes in.
1.5 minutes in, and Paco's got a massive. Jula has just had a complete lack of tempo. It's something Warlords usually suffer from, but not to this extent.
Jula gets a Sniper Scratter. It's not fantastic, but it still manages to let the Cleaver find face damage. And now Jula is falling below 1000 health. Beam comes out and the Whelp helps to deal with the rest of it.
Yeah, he's gonna take damage to the face here.
Only one hit
And
from that
that
Colossus.
Musketeer did not work out. Oh, the one Swarmer sneakily taking
Excellent
that coverage.
split by Paco.
Great
To take the
positioning.
bridges and help defend. Now Scrat Pack Cleaver and a Tombstone comes out. So Paco does have an option to give a Sniper Scrat RS instead of a Cleaver. He does so.
Oh wow, that timing! I was about to question why he was using the stint to block instead. I do not
Uses
think
beam.
that was not the. I think
I'm pretty sure that was the wrong button.
Yeah, that does not look intentional to me.
Activates Zhao and loses quite a bit of tempo just by that small misclick. Those small things can be very big. However, Jula gets a sniper scrat res.
Not even a sniper scrat res, it's a normal scrat.
Oh, just a scrat res. Not the most excellent option. And now the Swarmer is doing so much damage this match.
Well, the Musketeer. Oh no, it targets the Tombstone. Good position from Jula. Oh, the Daggerfall.
Daggerfall misses one scrat.
Cleaver getting caught up on the wall here.
Chooses
that beam!
It's not a bad beam.
It's a really good beam. Especially the placement of that was really smart.
Chooses to jump face. I think it's a good choice. Perk 3 is online, gets the stun hit in, that's the most important, but the Cleaver answers the sets a jump.
That's to be expected, but it's not mana efficient for... And the Swarms get a nice split.
But now, Cleaver, Drone Walker, and 2 Tombstones on the board for Jula.
That's a very aggressive Daggerfall from Jula.
If he doesn't die, he might be able to pull through. This is a very, very threatening push.
It is, but he's kind of dead. Unless he has a way to do 1500 damage in 2 seconds, that's going to be the game. Packer tries to set up 1-1.
Being very useful against the Arcane Golem.
Here we go. The Moonlight Mellowing.
And a Christmas Murder.
With a dash of minions.
Excellent flexing.
It's just crying face because Paco starts with crying face often. There goes some skirmish exchanges for the bridge in the beginning of the game.
Yeah. It's fairly neutral so far.
Everyone wants that fast perk one to set up the pace of the game.
It's like perks win games.
You always want to be the driver of your own game. Akolo comes out, gonna get hit by a Cleaver at least.
No, that
Wall
wall!
comes out.
I am very
Logs
surprised
the
that
Cleaver.
Cleaver targeted the wall.
And Cleaver goes down. Paco is gathering some amount of XP advantage, but now he has the whole Colo to deal with.
Oh, he's got that beam ready. Jula does have that Never Step.
Nether step is not in time, gets a Wolf with the beam as well.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't think we saw Jula's Never Step after first use. He's no faith in it, maybe. Let's play from Paco there on the Swarmers.
A bit too slow. And now he's gonna give a Cleaver res. I don't think he can.
Not sure what his plan
Chooses
is.
Black Hole just to get to. I was thinking to get more faster perk 2. He positioned in a way so he keeps the bridge.
That's that
And
Never
Never
Step,
Step,
but
yeah.
it really doesn't.
Just to lock in Drone Walker to the face quicker, I don't think that was very worth it. But he does get a Cleaver res, which is very important.
Backed up by a Royal Cleaver. He's gonna die to the Sniper Scrap though, which means Jula gets these bridges quite a while.
But the perk 2 is available now for Paco. He does have tools to deal with things like Zhao if he needs to.
Playing it slow for now. Oh, that Cola is super aggressive, and I actually like that a lot.
Ooh, activated Zhao gets the wall.
Black hole on both of them. Oh, he's prepping the beam up.
Not a bad beam. Jula man just
Never Step.
teleported away. I don't think Kola will manage to get a hit. Quite injured now.
Nope, the Plasma Rings take it down with the help of Middlewing.
Swarmers answered the sniper scrat, but it still manages to get a hit in. Quite a close match, this one. Taco is pulling ahead in experience by a little bit, but the health totals are very close.
A little bit. Deco's massively ahead in experience, yeah. It's like getting close to perk 3 now.
Zhao Long gets a missile down, but now Jula can get the cleaver, double cleaver res in fact.
Oh, I do not. I don't know. I guess he didn't really have an answer to that, but I don't know about the defense. Seems a bit extreme.
One cleaver gets blocked, the other one kills the golem.
There's a never step. It's actually
on a drone walker
right now.
to manage to maybe catch some potential blocks that would come up.
Taco takes over 1,000 damage here.
So much damage.
Well over 1,000.
He needs that perk 3 as quick as he can get it. So the golem would help him defend pushes like this. Another shot from the sniper scrap. And again he has the cleaver and the tomb.
Zanov actually dies there. He's gonna take it to the face. Oh no, he doesn't.
Blocks cleaver with a cleaver.
Yeah, there's gonna be a double cleaver res at this point in the game. That's just.
Now a Colo and 2 cleavers are running.
First offensive, there's a never step, puts the cleaver on the face! There's a dagger pull, one more cleaver!
One more hit!
He can't kill that in time! The never
Just
step
to black hole to retarget the cleaver!
No, he does take it down!
Just in time with the help of arcane missiles, wow! But still the Colo is dangerously close. He has to use something to bait it off.
Immediately, he pulls out the arcane golem, it's level 5.
But the tombstones are active again and he gets double Colo!
Frenzy Colo res and the cleaver!
Uses a cleaver to block again.
Taco needs something really good right now to stop these Colossi.
He wants to beam the bottom one. I don't think that's gonna be enough. He still has to deal with the top one. Never step away from the black hole! And Taco knows. That's it.
Taco! The never step wins
Double
the game!
frenzy Colo swing for the win. Wow.
That never step was crazy!
Wow.
We got the bans in though already. They're wasting no time. Hagen bans Apep and Setsu, while Gandalf bans King Puff and Setsu. Here we go.
It's gonna be Volko against Radbo.
The GLHF comes on out.
No, opens very fast with the Swarmers to just get that bridge control going.
Yeah, but
Gandalf takes none of that.
All the experience pops. And I'm responds another scrap pack, which was immediately countered by the Plasma Marines, which is going to be.
Deja kills one Marine, but it doesn't take the bridge, however.
Yeah, that makes things very awkward for Hagen, and there's a. Oh, and the Spear Throwers! Everyone's favorite dragon counter.
Even though it's not the most efficient, it's definitely.
It's not the most efficient, but, you know, instant killing a dragon will. Sometimes
Sets
it's
up
useful.
the Colo.
Yeah, that cleaver's gonna connect the face. Oh, it's a fake one!
That's a fake one.
Almost beamed it.
I had my heart stopped there for a second.
And
the beam comes out in the Colo, but he chooses to black hole to prevent at least half of the beam's damage.
Oh, I see now. Gandalf has both the fake and the real. You got a bit of mind games going on. They were
now
really
the Colo
huge.
above half health, still approaching Radbo. First,
the Chaos Bearer will change that.
Bannerman just a bit
Bannerman.
too slow. Didn't manage to protect the Curse Bearer for another swing of the Colo.
Yeah, the timing on that would have been very specific. Oh, another fake cleaver.
But there is another
feel like the
Colo.
real cleaver
It's
would've
already back.
Yeah, but look at Gandalf's experience. He's like 15 ahead right now, and as soon as he gets to the more darker, Colossus is much less to him.
Ooh, he chooses
That's
to
an
beam the
aggressive
Stim
beam!
just to get that 12 damage.
That's very interesting. I think
I'm
that can
not
actually
sure
work out in his favor.
If that's the best beam, considering the Colo is already on his side of.
Maybe he's relying a lot on that perk too. See if we get that elite Stormer dead.
Misses the shields again. Another map. Curse Bearer.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
And now the Swarmers are going to town. Those Swarmers are 60
a ton of damage here. There's a black hole from Hagen though.
He chooses to black hole his follow.
There's a real cleaver, finally shows its face.
Answers the succubus, but then dies to the
He was
follow.
considering beating that.
And there is the swing. Can he get another one? Yes, he can.
Oh, just barely gets a hit and it hits the curse bearer.
Even more damage coming towards the Gandalf's side. And Hagen has a control of the bridge, or will have the control of the bridge very soon as the caller will take it. Perk 2 available as well, which is gonna make defending much easier.
Yeah, Hagen's raised. Gandalf's grip on his game just kind of slipped. It's giving Hagen a window here with his Colossus, just walking halfway through Gandalf's field, taking barely any damage.
Wolf comes out, kills the Zhao Long, but that dies to the succubus, and the caller is almost uncontested.
And that Dragon Wheel just going on face. I don't know, I think
Daka for one into the wolf.
Gandalf was way too slow in answering the Colossi. I feel like he should have acted faster on that. Oh, we'll find out.
Masters, prepare.
And there it
No,
is.
that's the Millo, party girl Millo. And yeah, he sticks to the Rappo.
I'm ready.
Awkward opening cans to Hagen.
Not what you're looking for as an opening, definitely. He just chooses to use the Zhao to capture the bridge, but it's gonna kind of die. Succubus, however, helps to defend everything, the wealth and the spear throwers. Very heavy on the spells. Chooses to be maybe a little bit late. Just in time to kill the cleaver before it runs away. But both bridges are still on the Gandalf side. Which is not what you're looking for as a Milo win. You really want to get those golems rolling.
Yeah.
Now Scotty comes out. But he's alone. There are a few spells that he can use to defend it, but that's not gonna be enough. What a Bannerman blocks the dragon, which wasn't even active.
Yeah, he paid a 1-mana premium for that, and Gandalf just completely
For no good.
nullifies it.
Oh, and
Oh, it's a good beam! That puts Hagen really far behind now. And the Zhao doesn't even connect to anything.
he uses the Zhao just to capture the bridge. Takes a lot of damage, over 1,000 damage just there. And Gandalf is approaching perk 2 much quicker this time. And there it is. Daka is available, he can kill that whelp, and he chooses to do so. Cleaver completely locked in place.
Yeah, he's very
But will manage to maybe connect. No, gets the Scotty.
Oh!
That's a
That's
huge
unfortunate.
hit.
Oh, it does die though.
Daggerfall answers the Marines, but the Scotty is very injured. I'm not sure if that's gonna be too much threatening for Gandalf. Gets few hits in. That's the real cleaver. He chooses to Dragon Ball it and to use a Snake Druid to lock it in place. It's a very expensive answer and gets beamed.
Gandalf's got such a massive experience advantage. He's 50 experience ahead
Daka
already.
kills the whelp again. Cleaver hits the face once more.
Sticking with Rappo definitely seems to be the correct decision here for Gandalf.
Oh yeah, he's doing really well. And GG comes from a gnome.
Hagen thinks it's all over.
Gandalf is about to approach perk 3 and the gnome doesn't even have missiles at his disposal.
All he's got is a lone Scotty.
That lone Scott is not what you're looking for against the
Here
Red Bull.
come the scrats.
Fake cleaver, real cleaver.
He's
Beam
spending a
comes
beam
out.
right now. The experience
But there is a
advantage
Daka.
is up to 70 now. We don't usually see experience advantages this high.
Hagen is just slowly dying even to the spear throwers, and there's the
Yeah,
beam.
the
to
beam
finish it
finishes
off.
the game. Gandalf wasting no time there. Ties the setup 1-all. So
In
the
an
point where
ideal
it's not
scenario,
answering.
I think every mortar wants to get high value reses, but sometimes you just don't have a choice anymore.
Red corner, are you ready?
You know, free mana reses are fine, honestly.
Duel.
And there it is Milo against a mortar. Party Milo against pink mortar nonetheless.
Best mortar. Or second best mortar.
Mortar.
I think Christmas one works, but the pink one fits very well for Gandalf.
I really like the pink one as well.
The pink one's pretty good, yeah. I like all the Mordor reskins, honestly. I think he's got some really good ones, even the power. Oh, I like the positioning on that Drone Walker.
Yeah, very good positioning. Answers well and takes the bridge.
And baits a Scott, which is going to be answered by his own Scott, which is going to be answered by a Beam of Doom, apparently.
Ooh, a wall. And there is two Scots crying side by side.
Oh, the healing
Stops!
shrine!
The healing shrine stops!
Barely.
You need the full beam to kill Scotty. It's 600 health nowadays.
Just
Any amount of
barely
healing will save it.
crushing for Hagen in terms of the tempo he just lost. He has to commit so much to killing that Scott again.
And now a sniper scrat will come out and gather value. Killing that whelp, gonna kill the snake druid more likely
6
than
mana
not.
of value, delicious.
Tombstone is active.
Yep. All of these are acceptable resurrects early in the game.
Not the
Probably
best
say
races,
this-
but we have to remember that his deck is very light. He is not running many heavy units.
Yeah, Zalrez is pretty good early game because it's gonna fall.
Beams the golem as well. So now Gnome has to push with Scotty and Succubus.
Yeah, and that's Succubus is going down.
That's not what you're looking for as a Milo win. You read those.
Oh, the Xiao, I don't agree with that. He put the Xiao on the drone wall because part of it just died.
Mistimed maybe, or maybe misclicked. And now those spells are
Gandalf's-
flogging his hand once more.
Even without the tombstones, Gandalf's finding so much. Hagen just does not want to spend this removal on them. It's at that perfect range where it's too cheap to beam, but
Oh,
too
Daggerfall
much
just a bit too late activates Zhao Long. And now Golem pays the price.
Oh, the Xiao going to work.
Tombstones are active as well. And Zhao Res, this time, is actually very, very scary because...
I think he's
Gnome
gonna
has
res the warrior actually.
No,
it's the
Zhao
warrior.
comes
It's
out.
Zhao.
The structure
This is pretty scary, especially when he puts a Scott in its lane.
And Gnome has so many spells. He constantly has at least a few spells, and which are basically unusable for him.
Oh, that Curse Bearer. Actually, was quite a good amount of DPS attacking him.
Oh yeah, those increased the health. The increased health from Scott definitely burns faster by the Curse Bearer.
60 damage per second. I think. Wait, no, never mind. It's, more
It's a
like,
bit less, but it's a
it's
good
24
amount.
damage per second. A little bit less.
Yeah.
But no, not even
Heal
that.
Shrine
I think
comes out, saves the activated Jao from dying, and there is a Scotty.
I can't do maps today.
Get stuck on a Snake Druid though.
The Drone Walker plunking away at face is gonna range. That's gonna be the game. He gives the
And no goes
GG.
GG.
Gandalf comes back in that set, swinging to a 2-1. But will it have made the difference to get him into top 8 again?
A lot of players are very close with each other. We'll have to make sure, do the recap to make sure if it's enough or not.
Yeah, I'll be reading off the results as always, but for now, it's going to take one beam to close this game out. There
And
it is.
there it comes. GG Gandalf
Exceptionally well played from
seals the
Gandalf.
set.
After that first initial loss, he just, as soon as Hagen's back to that middle, Gandalf just gets all the trades he needs, all the early game efficiency to stay ahead.
All right, everyone, welcome back. This is Daddy Dip. I'm going to explain everything that's been going on in the background and about all these forfeits that have been happening. So, Adrian dropped out about midway through the tournament, and we do not officially recognize this as a bye. Saying that it was effectively a bye was poor choosing of words. It's more like that person was never in the tournament to begin with. Unfortunately, I cannot actually remove them from the bracket on challenge, so this means that their name will keep appearing, but I can't actually remove them without recreating the bracket altogether, and it will not flow properly because of how challenge works. Now, in round 7, Zgripter, we don't know what happened to him. He didn't show up, did not respond, so we had to give another forfeit to them as well. And that's where we stand on those fronts. So these are not, like I said, they're not considered buys. It's more like the match never happened. So that does not mean that they get the buy points of 2 inside the tournament, which is just used for matchmaking. Just like a buy, they don't get any circuit points for that match. Unfortunately, this does feel bad, but it also helps to curb people from intentionally joining just to leave the tournaments. We will be deciding on some kind of punishment for these players that have done this. What that is yet, I probably won't state publicly, and I don't have that answer right now. Otherwise, I'll let Sprite recap the previous round and give us our final results.
Alright, so for the final rounds, Gandalf 2-1 Hagen, Jula 2-0 Xiaojun, Mephisto 2-1's Asa, and James 2-0's Westman, Terra 2-1's Grey Wolf, Cat 2-0's Rush Second, and Dirian 2-0's Gamer. And for the top 8, we have Cat, Dirian, Jula, Terra, Mephisto, Rush Second, Gandalf, and in perhaps the closest tie we've ever had in the group stage of the KPC, Gamer beats Grey Wolf out onto 8th place by points difference. Now, I believe Dip has a better explanation on how points difference work to perhaps establish just how close this tiebreaker was between them.
Yeah, so the way that works is it's your number of sets won subtracting your number of sets lost. So it's literally Gamer getting by because he gave up 2 less games than Grey Wolf did.
Yeah, essentially that means Gamer 2-0'd more sets than Grey Wolf did, and he won off of that. That is by far the closest tiebreaker we've had, and massive respect goes out to Grey Wolf, even though he didn't make it through to the final stage on that.
That closes up the group stage. Alright.
Hello,
everyone.
Sorry for the long delay.
Yes, this took much longer. There was a lot of back and forth. And here is basically what we've decided. Moving forward, when a player forfeits midway through a tournament, matches played against them will count for full points in all systems. Matchmaking for the bracket, circuit points, etc. Once that player forfeits, as far as the bracket is concerned, those are 2-0 wins to whoever the opponent is. But for circuit points, we're still taking a hard line on that one. We're still not going to award circuit points for those because we want matches to be played to be able to earn those. But this still results in the case of this tournament, as you can see on the screen, Paco moves up into 6th place, which kicks Gamer out of the top 8. And Rush down to 7th, Gandalf down to 8. So that is our stance moving forward.